This is the largest salt barn on the East Coast, and equipment operators are hard at work, making sure all this gets here before this does. Child molestation has long been a stain on the Catholic Church, but Pope Francis has been applauded for creating what is called the Pontifical Commission for the Protection of Minors. Hurricane Joaquin is still making its way up the East Coast, but Maryland citizens are already feeling the effects of the storm here in Baltimore, giving kids a place to play soccer and showcase their skills. The First Street Tunnel project, when completed, will be 2,700 feet long and hold up to 9 million gallons of water.
My name is Jan Wojnowski. I'm 72 and I'm on a mission.
If you drive past the Vatican's U.S. Embassy, you'll see him. He stands alone, driven by his obsession, the sexual abuse of children by Catholic priests.
My life was ruined by a Catholic pedophile priest.
For the last 17 years, the Polish immigrant and retired steelworker has done the same thing every day. At 3:21 p.m., he takes a bus from his home in Bladensburg to the metro and rides to D.C.
It's a terrible crime. Many will never tell. Many commit suicide.
It takes another bus to get to the embassy, known as the Apostolic Nunciature. And that is where Pope Francis will spend his 2 nights in Washington. Child molestation has long been a stain on the Catholic Church, but Pope Francis has been applauded for creating what is called the Pontifical Commission for the Protection of Minors. Wojnowski says words are easy.
It's much smarter than the previous one. Absolutely, you know, head and shoulders about the... But still, he's a company man.
And while he does not know what security will be like when the Pope arrives, Wojnowski is determined to hold his ground.
I'm standing here regardless.
Through the years, Wojnowski says passersby have called him a loser, told him to get over it, get a life, made obscene gestures. He even had a priest spit in his face.
I've been standing here for 17 years.
Standing?
Yes, sir. Have you heard about Catholic priests taking abusing children? Are you Catholic?
You bet I am. I'm proud to be one.
No matter the weather, Wojnowski stays until dark.
It's strange to me, but my life would have no meaning if I wouldn't do it.
Then he packs up and heads home, knowing he'll be right back out again the next day.
No reason for me to stop. Why I would stop? Would you stop?
Is it too early to start thinking about snow? Not in Montgomery County, where the Department of Transportation held a snow summit to showcase their strategies to plow through any difficulties this season's winter storms might bring. Those strategies include the use of GPS navigation, tracking the truck drivers via cell phone, and updating the public on social media.
So any driver can pull up that information when he's going in and out of his route.
They've pulled out all the stops because storms are expensive.
Nationally, snowstorms cost as much as $7 million a day.
They use everything from salt trucks and plows to
A lot of shovels.
This is the largest salt barn on the East Coast, and equipment operators are hard at work, making sure all this gets here before this does. During a storm, these workers are constantly on call.
If it's heavy snow, we'll show up and bring our overnight bags and change of clothes.
But they know it's just part of the job.
It's grueling at times, but it's all in how you prepare for it. It makes it or breaks it.
And in the end, it's all about one thing.
For us to get out and be efficient and effective with this operation so we can keep things moving and keep folk working.
They're keeping the roads salty so you don't have to be. In Gaithersburg, Stephen Pimpo, CNS TV. Back in his home of Aleppo, Syria, Ahmed Bitar was a well-known journalist.
I had like thousands of followers.
But all that changed in 2012 after he refused to work for both the Syrian regime and those affiliated with Al-Qaeda.
I kept receiving threats that if you are not with us, it means that you are against us, even though I tried to say that if I'm with anybody, I will be easy target.
So he fled to the U.S., where he's built a new life. He met his wife here and currently works as a translator for clients across the globe. But so many others left behind are still trying to escape the violence.
Blood is everywhere, and dead bodies, like you can wake up and you found a dead body next to your building.
Including Bitar's own mother and sisters.
Oh, I'm checking on them daily. It's always like random murders, random snipers, and snipers, they are shooting just every movable object. They don't care if you are with or against. You are just here in that street at that moment.
Since 2014, the U.S. has resettled 2,078 Syrian refugees across the country, including 38 in Maryland. Of those, 93% are Sunni Muslim, close to 3% are Muslim, almost 2% are Christian, and less than 1% are Shiite Muslim, with the other nearly 1% a mix of religions. And Bitar feels their pain.
Technically, I can say myself as a refugee because refugee is a person who was forced to leave his country. And if there is no war, I would rather be in my country trying to help.
Bitar says it's fair to require additional checks on refugees. But there's a line between protection and discrimination.
100% support any attempts to have more screening on those people, but preventing them from having a second chance, it would be just unfair, and this is not an American standard.
And Bitar says he wants to use his voice for others.
Like being here on this interview, it's helping because I'm speaking on behalf of those people who are still there and they can't, raise their voice to say, we are not terrorists.
In Washington, Stephen Pimpo, CNS TV.